Good morning. Today I am bringing you a reading that I did at 6:16 a.m. and the numerology is a 6-7 or a 1-3. So we have a 4. And then for July 15th, 2025, we have a 7-6-9 energy, all of it equal to a 22 and also equal to a 4. So we get a double 4 today. And I am using the Herbal Tarot. I get the Nine of Cups, the Wish card, which is going to be Squavine. And we also have the Eight of Wands, sassafras. And the elements we are working with are fire and water. And we've had a lot of fire water polarity. And it is a male female energy that has to learn to work together. And I think that right now, why I'm bringing this reading, what I asked the cards today, which I don't always ask the cards a question. A lot of times I'll just go for a general reading. But today I decided to ask the cards, what is going on with people being disappeared? And I myself am feeling quite uncomfortable at this time. I'm using the Herbal Tarot, and the beads of the day today for Mars Day are red jasper for grounding, carnelian for personal confidence, bloodstone for courage and vitality, red coral for insights and intuition, and anything black for warding the negativity, many of us really feeling it. So our first card, and you can see I have an image of a shark because I feel like we're kind of being hunted down by a shark in a way, that the great white wants to eat us. And my readings, I want to say, are going to be metaphorical. They're going to be astrological. I use the Golden Dawn system, and I am also using numerology and astrology. So I'm combining quite a few systems into one, and it is my own system, the way I present it. Now, with the Nine of Cups and the Squavine, which we are birthing something new, what might we be sensing? Well, we are being presented with concepts, if you will, preparing for creative acts and needing to nurture our own personal inner growth. This is going to relate to the 12th house, where it's hidden and oftentimes relating to our shadow, that which we hardly ever encounter. It's in a mutable water sign where collectively our emotions, how we are feeling, we have a need in our day-to-day life to know that we are physically safe and have proper communal support as we faced as we face this debilitating anxiety. This is our wish fulfillment card. And it says we want justice. Our fourth house is involved in this, as Cancer always relates to the fourth house. But in this sense, we're talking about the 12th house, where we have hidden enemies. Our fourth house of inner sanctuary versus the unconscious, reflecting and reminding us that the people we love matter regardless of their skin color, and removing those deemed as other is removing a form of our arms and legs. And this is why it feels so uncomfortable, and why I more or less see it as a shark is in the water. This is to remind us of our intuitive skills. We have Moon in Pisces today and Sun in Cancer. And I will show you that because this is really important to see how the collective energy is just shaping up. Here is our Sun in Cancer and our Moon in Pisces. So no matter what you do today, we're in the house of mysteries, because anytime you're talking about the 8th house, the 12th house, or the 4th house, this is getting into some things that are a bit uncomfortable. And what are we being asked for? Well, it reminds us to stick to our intuitive skills and collective experience. And each of it is leading us to a transformation of sorts, a new birth of ideas and alliances and creating safe space. Right now, it seems that we're under the auspices of an omen and are seeking intuitively relief. There are those that believe that this omen has to do with not being homogeneous and all the same, fearful of what that might mean. Squavine and our Nine of Cups is acting in accord with our ancestral roots, 4th and 12th house. Change is now imminent, swift and potentially cleansing. The Eight of Wands is the one element, fire, that can alter all landscape it touches. Water erodes and fire removes all things that are not meant to serve. I personally am having trouble, and I'm just going to be honest about this, with fire, water, and fear. Why? Well, it seems that for me, getting in my car, Mars, and driving short distances right here could cause me trouble. And that's really disturbing to me. And why do I say that? Well, because largely what's happening is, you can see right here, this energy here, they're looking to pick you up for any kind of automobile infraction. They want us to recognize and respond in fear to their, what they think is beautiful, with the police or immigration questioning us for our IDs. And there are attorneys now saying that you need to actively carry ID, where Black and brown people are being told that their ID isn't legitimate, it must be fake, and they're getting their IDs broken, removed, ripped in half, all kinds of other things. And well, what is this causing for most of us and many of us? Well, me, I kind of doom scroll, okay? And where I want to see, oh my God, what's happening? Am I going to be okay? Where is the end? And the Nine of Cups, wishes, hopes and wishes. I'm wanting something to break this mess that we're in. And how likely is that to happen? Well, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen easily. Mars says that I want to assert myself. Mars says I want to be free. But right now, I'm not so free. None of us are. And if you don't carry a plethora and pile of paperwork, you might be removed. You might be disappeared. Thus, I feel like we have this energy of a shark in the water, and it's very uncomfortable. And for those on the receiving end of it, could become imprisonment in the vastness of this oceanic energy. We have Saturn, Neptune in Aries, where it is very much managed by Mars, where we feel like we could be eaten. Okay, and it's a very uncomfortable energy. Then we get the Eight of Wands, which is going to relate to fire. It is going to be sassafras, and it is going to relate to the 9th house of higher education, where we are very much seeing a purpose taking away our education. They don't want us to have agency. They don't want us to have freedom of mind and thinking. And why might that be? Well, if you have agency, if you have critical thinking, you might recognize that none of this is necessary. And I think we all might be in that place. We are in a state of swift, rapid progression. This is a dynamic change. Breakthroughs are going to happen and bring cleansing. We have deep energetic movement that will create release for each one of us. We are in for it, and it will be rapid. And the collective meaning will be important. The 9th house, how we educate ourselves, how we inform ourselves, the history that is repeating itself. It is so important to understand this, because I think they have forgotten that many of us still remember the Holocaust. And when you're removing people and not providing them with adequate water, shelter, and food for various reasons, you are creating a cycle that leads to genocide. Although I believe in this country, this is going to be very difficult to complete because of the number of people, the number of locations, and the independent ways the individual states function. This isn't one of the factors that was taking place in the Holocaust, although there are many, many similarities. Our very survival is requiring that we take rapid actions. When we get in our car and drive to and from work or take short trips, what we're finding is we're vulnerable. Again, that sharky energy where we basically get pulled over, and many are being asked to show their ID, and perhaps due to the toxic ideas, and not to mention the quotas, there might be a little bit of a need for their safety to remove our safety. So this is a really important issue. And I really recommend that you pay attention and know your rights if you happen to get pulled over and asked for your ID. Sassafras says we are in deeply unsettled waters, and we have misunderstood what the outcomes might be for us. And we currently have Sun in Cancer that wants us to examine our emotional security, and Moon in Pisces, and wanting us to connect with our empathy. Mars says we will learn to creatively assert ourselves, and the Sun is trining our Moon, a harmonious union between conscious and unconscious energy, creating a collective flow where, again, we are also trining this Saturn Pisces energy along with the North Node. Now, a lot of this is a lot of astrology for sure and has some complex meaning, but what's coming is hope and proper decision making. This is where it gets very hopeful. This here complex is suggesting, and the North Node is right in here, that we are making progress. We are gaining supportive connections, and it is encouraging proper coalitions, building communication about our collective anxieties and how to go forward. It might seem as though we have no way forward. It feels that way even to me, but the astrology is quite clear. As you can see, this little area where we have this line here and this little box with another line in it, this is called a quincunx. Very important. And this is a closing quincunx. It's already happened. This is saying to us that we have gained a higher sense of consciousness. We are being upgraded consciously. This here is also saying the same thing. It is a closing quincunx saying we are closing out because of the information that we're receiving. We're closing out our notions that this particular situation is going to work out. It is not. And we are collectively coming together. And I do want to say that that if you voted for Trump, that it's very important that those of us who didn't respect those who chose as they did. And I'm sorry, I know this is hard. We each are specifically maturely in our own place where we are doing our work. And for those who voted for Trump, I believe that collectively they had a need to see some things that they're seeing right now. It is going to be very painful for all of us. It's easy to be angry with the voters right now, but understand that the voters were tricked, they were manipulated, and they were lied to. And with that, please do consider like, sharing, and subscribing. And please do tell me how you're feeling in this very dark collective energy. And I thank you so much for being here. Please leave comments, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.